It's good news for Arsenal. They have activated the option to make Piero Hincapié's loan from Bayer Leverkusen to a permanent deal. Now, of course, the defender joined on initial loan from Leverkusen last summer and helped Arsenal to lift their first Premier League title for 22 years. Now, Sky Sports News understand.
What can you tell us?
Right at the top of the podcast, guys, you both picked out Ayoub Bouadi as a player who's caught your eye in this World Cup. Of course, plays for Morocco, but we know Arsenal have had a look at it, been looking at him for a while. Is he another one on the list?
He's only 18, so how long?
Not that long.
Well, no, he's been playing 2 seasons though.
Yeah, but I think more than just off the back of that performance against Brazil, for Morocco. So
they scouted him.
They're very aware of him, but like we mentioned about Arsenal before and how they do their business, he'll be they're clearly looking to maybe strengthen in midfield. Maybe if Norgard goes, is that an opportunity to bring in another midfielder? But they'll be looking at other players as well. And as Sam rightly pointed out, Andrea Berta, the expert in getting lots of his ducks in a row, lots of deals agreed and saying, bang, I want that one. Going to depend how much it's going to cost, because he's just signed a new contract. His market value is going to go up after a World Cup. I always remember
that 10 million, that Brazil performance added 10 million euros to his price tag. It's that simple, and it's a nightmare for anyone that was looking to buy Bouadi. He was so good, so good. Like when you play your first ever World Cup game and you play it against that famous yellow shirt. I know we all agree that Brazil look a bit questionable right now. It's not peak Brazil, but when you turn up to a tournament like that and you just boss Brazil's midfield, he was so good.
Yeah,
it's 10 million euros on top of whatever it was. I wouldn't be surprised if he's now north of 60.
Wow.
That's why I always remember when Sir Alex Ferguson bought players after Euro 96 and he paid relatively big money for the likes of Karol Poborski and Jordi Cruyff because they performed so well at Euro 96. And they did not work out. And I think after that, his mentality was, in a World Cup year or European Championship year,
don't be swayed.
Make sure you get the deal done in advance of any of that.
We've seen it time and time again.
I know, because the price is... Stefan Guivarc'h, is that?
Guivarc'h
is one.
Cheers for that. Yeah. He's scored a goal for France in their World Cup and came to Newcastle to partner Shearer. Worst player I've ever seen. Not joking.
You haven't said that.
Worst player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we've had some bad.
Stefan, if you're listening, I don't agree with that.
We've seen it time and time again, haven't we? A player does well at World Cup, and you know, it was like, you know, it was El Hadj Diouf at Senegal. He, you know, ended up at Liverpool, didn't he? On the back of that, and he was at Bolton Wanderers within a year or whatever.
I mean, Lille are in a great position because they have got him tied down to a new contract. If there's no release clause involved in that, which they'll be praying there isn't, particularly after he's just added 50 million, was it? The latest?
Calm down.
What about I've got to ask you about the one of the big talking points. You've not been here, Dom. Julian Alvarez, with all this stuff going on in Spain with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, like losing their stuff over it all. And could he end up with Arsenal? I mean, I'm sure Atletico Madrid, given them a choice, would rather sell him to Arsenal than to Barcelona or Real.
I mean, they like him. And Diego Simeone, before the semi-final against Arsenal, revealed all, didn't he? Yeah, Arsenal are interested. Barcelona are interested. Paris Saint-Germain are interested. But he's our player. They don't have to sell him. But there's talk coming out of Spain that he only wants to go to Barcelona. And the amount of times we've talked about Barcelona and how are they affording all of this kind of thing? Like 150 million. I mean,
their financial situation has improved
to that extent.
Well, yeah, that's another question entirely, because it's, you know, you'd be looking at a 250, 300 million euro summer at this rate, just with Gordon, Alvarez, and maybe one more. They've got other problems to fix as well, right? At centre back and potentially midfield, and it's obviously they've fallen back in line with the La Liga spending rules now, so that they're at a 1-to-1 ratio. Means that they can spend, for every euro they earn, they can spend €1. They've not been in line with that for years, so they've been restricted. They're finally kind of free of that.
Right.
But you still have to be fairly responsible, right? Because you still shouldn't spend. Doesn't mean you can go out and spend €10 for every €1 you earn. So Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much of this comes through, because already the price for Alvarez, I mean, what was the one that was
150?
150 is not enough. At that point, you do need to stop. But would the price be different for Arsenal because they're not in La Liga?
Certainly is. I mean,
Talking of
obviously, they're one
Barcelona.
of the best African sides, and they have such flair in their team. It'd be difficult for Scotland, but Scotland, you know, that low block, counter-attack football, they're quite used to that. So it will suit them in a way. And obviously with the 3 points in the bag, they can have a little bit of confidence going into the game.
Takes a little bit of pressure off, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
wicket, they got that way. It was like all the focus was on just beat Haiti in the first game, and you give yourself half a chance. And like you say, it sort of takes the pressure off a little bit. But 2 really tough games ahead for them. We've got Morocco tonight, and then the end with the one against Brazil.
Yeah, and you always feel. When I looked at those fixtures, I thought to myself, Brazil last, not probably the best, because they kind of build into a tournament. Brazil, that all through their lives, their players are in tournament football. They know what it's all about. They usually get better in the group stage. So I think that's a tough game, but this is a key game tonight because a point might be enough, mightn't it? So can they backs against the wall? And plenty of experience in that Scottish team. So let's hope.